Hi, this is Dr. B, your Wellness MP, and today I just wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you about carbohydrates, the dreaded carbohydrate. So first and foremost, I just want you to remember, carbohydrates are our friend when we use them appropriately. Carbohydrates are our body's most preferred method of energy. It's what our bodies like to use for energy. It fuels our tissues. Carbohydrates fuel our muscles. It gives us energy. The problem that we run into, and I think this is why carbs have gotten such a bad rap, is because carbs, especially the cookies, the cakes, the ice creams, they tend to have a lot of sugar. And so it kind of leads to this cycle where one, we crave them. And so we end up taking in a lot more of this energy than we need. And two, when we take in a lot more energy than we actually need, it gets stored for later use. So our body says, okay, well, we didn't use this energy today, but I'm just going to store it because we might use it tomorrow. But the problem is it never actually gets used the next day. So when we think about carbohydrates, we think about a molecule that actually holds water. And so one of the reasons why when you stop eating carbohydrates or you decrease the intake of those carbohydrates, you see that immediate release in the scale. You see that number go down quickly because you're losing a lot of water weight. And let me tell you, any short-term fluctuations from day to day on the scale, you can chalk that up to water weight. That is not fat loss. Fat loss is sustainable. It is long lasting. So when you see those numbers go up day to day, if you're one of those people that just has to weigh themselves every day, those acute losses and gains on the scale from day to day are typically water weight. Carbs hold water. And so when we eat a lot of carbs, we often are holding on to a lot of water weight. So this is one of the reasons why Atkins and keto work so well. When you don't give your body the energy that it needs or that it likes in the form of carbohydrates, well, it still wants to give you energy. It still wants to keep you upright and not have you passing out. And so it turns to fat to burn. And that's why you see the changes that you see in your body, because now your body starts to burn fat. The problem with this long term is that burning fats causes the release of ketones. And ketones can cause other problems in our blood and our pH. And we don't really want to be releasing ketones in the blood. That's not what we want to do. What we want to do is learn how to give our body enough carbohydrates and to match that energy. So if I'm having a high energy day where I know I'm going to work out and I know I'm going to be running around, I'm not going to be sitting at my computer all day, I may have a little more carbs than I do on a day where I know that I'm going to be sitting at the computer, doing telehealth, doing grading, and I'm not really going to be up and moving. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to eat any carbs because I need that to function. Now, there's different types of carbs. There's complex carbs and there's simple carbs. Simple carbohydrates are what you find in refined grains and refined sugars. So your white breads, your white pastas, candies, cakes, ice creams, things like that. The problem with these types of carbs is that what they do is they tend to spike your blood sugar really quickly and really high, which means that your insulin levels go up really quickly and really high to combat that. And then it drops those blood sugar levels really quick. And so if you are someone that has tried to eat clean for a little while, a couple weeks, and then you had that one meal where you indulged, 30 minutes to an hour after that meal, you probably felt like you really needed to go take a nap because what you experienced was a blood sugar spike and then it dropped and there was nothing to balance out that blood sugar. So in those cases, we don't like that because that spike and that drop can lead to you craving more. It can lead to you feeling really sluggish as opposed to complex carbohydrates. And so these are your whole grains, so your lentils, your beans, some of your fruits. And I want you to think about fruits as nature's candy. Sugar is sugar, but sugar that also is packaged with micronutrients, macronutrients, and fiber is a little more beneficial to us than sugars that are just packaged with more and more sugar and trans fats, i.e. candies, cakes, ice creams, and other things, sodas, things like that. Those are your simple carbohydrates, whereas your complex carbohydrates still give you that energy, but it kind of blunts that blood sugar spike and that insulin effect so you don't feel sluggish. You're not in a carb coma after you eat a banana. So we want you to have carbohydrates in your diet, and anyone who tells you that you should have a diet with 25 or less carbohydrates is not setting you up for success in the long run. my goal is sustainability. If you get the results you want on a low, no carb diet now, think about, is this something that you can sustain long term? Can you see yourself not going without carbs for the rest of your life? Most of us cannot. So the goal here is to create sustainable habits that will take you in the long run, so you won't have to be yo-yoing and going up and down and trying to figure out how to incorporate this lifestyle or this diet into your life when you want to go out and enjoy a meal with a friend, or you want to have a alcoholic beverage and you don't want to get on the scale the next day and see a 3-pound weight gain. So we want you to be mindful about what you eat and how you eat. But those are things that a good obesity medicine or lifestyle medicine specialist can help you with. So if you are struggling with those things, or you just need to talk or ask someone about your current habits, then by all means, please book a 15-minute consultation. I'd be happy to walk that through with you and see how we can help, or maybe we can how we can work together to help you meet your lifestyle, fitness, and nutritional goals.